I'm there, standing there, just a measly little mailroom clerk. And of course, I hold the door and tell Mr. Huvane, like, hey, after you can go first. And what he does completely blows my mind, and it's the most simple but powerful gesture. So I might have mentioned to you that one of the first jobs I ever had in America was as a mailroom clerk in a talent agency called Creative Artist Agency. And now the mailroom is this kind of mystical place, but really it's just a small, tiny room with no windows where a bunch of young, smart, and really driven people just kind of come together and pay their dues. We literally went around the building every half an hour to drop off mail, to pick up packages, to do anything that needed to be done to make the whole building and the whole company run. And while it was all while they were all menial tasks, what we learned was the power of kind of relationships, how to build relationships with a lot of people very quickly. And even though we were in the mailroom, we got to see everything. We got to see the talent come in. We got to speak to agents and assistants and really learn about what Hollywood was like as a business. And, the thing was, because Hollywood is this kind of living, breathing organism, it's really hard to learn about what Hollywood's like from a book. You really have to be in the action. And that was where I got my first education in entertainment and also a bit of education in business. And most importantly, I'm making this video because I want to share one huge lesson that I learned in a matter of 5 seconds about leadership. At Creative Artist Agency, there was a partner called Kevin Huvane, and he is a legendary agent. He's repped some of the best actors in the world, ranging from Jennifer Aniston to Meryl Streep, and I'm sure the list goes on and on and on. Now, he is a real top dog in Hollywood, probably the top 3 agents. And I remember one time I was in the elevator delivering mail, and the whole elevator was packed, and then Kevin Huvane walks in. And when we get to the ground floor, everyone trickles out, and I'm there, standing there, just a measly little mailroom clerk. And of course, I hold the door and tell Mr. Huvane, like, hey, after you can go first. And what he does completely blows my mind, and it's the most simple but powerful gesture. What he did was he just put his hand on my shoulder and he said, no, after you. And in that moment, for some reason, I learned what true leadership meant, which was, kind of in the similar vein of Simon Sinek's book, Leaders Eat Last. He was the person who had all the power in that industry, at least. And he let me get out of the elevator door first. He insisted. And it just showed that he was a man of great character, and someone who just really cared about his employees. And I've worked for people who are not as powerful as him, are not as influential as him, and are nearly not as nice as him. So I guess my takeaway from this is that if you want to be a leader, you don't have to be aggressive or an authoritarian dictator kind of personality. You can lead with kindness. And obviously that's not the only way. But as someone who was on the receiving end of that, that's definitely something that I admire and I hope to emulate going forward if I ever kind of start my own company or run my own team. And I think this Kevin Huvane moment really moved me because I love the people in the mailroom, but there were a lot of people who were quite egotistical and aggressive and just generally not very nice people. And so to see the leader of the company treat me with such kindness was really inspiring. And so that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoy this story. If you can, I would so appreciate it if you could click subscribe and like this video, for the YouTube algorithms. And definitely let me know in the comments if you want to hear similar stories like that. Alright, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.